Oh my goodness, look how big Mick Mick is getting now. And a big boy. He's still my boy. Yeah, he's still my boy. But he is getting so big. Ruffy Tuffy. Yeah, you mama's boy. You're a mama's boy. He is such a mama's boy. Oh, he's a heavy boy. Come here, Lily. Boom, boom. Now she's growing like a weed too. Look at this. Miss Lily, you give me kisses too? Yeah. She says she's the boss lady. Don't kid yourself, I'm the boss lady. I am the princessa in charge. Now she's just growing taller. She's not getting hefty like Mickey. She's just growing tall. She's a long-leggy girl. Say, I'm a long-leggy girl, I am. So yeah, they're just growing like wheat. Now, I went out this morning to check, and yeah, the refrigerator is gone. I mean, it is. There's hardly any cool in there whatsoever anymore. It totally died. So I went out to check in the van. Now everything did not freeze in there because it's not plugged in. It doesn't get as cold when I run it on just propane, but it's not spoiled. I mean, it's still, now I do have a little freezer compartment. The stuff in the freezer compartment, I'm sure, is frozen, but it's small, you know, it's small, but that stuff is definitely frozen. Now the rest of it is still okay, but it's not frozen. So that's what's happening with that. Now I did get some new things that I have in the van, and I'm just waiting for some other stuff. It's going to take a while for the other stuff to come in. It might not get here until the end of October or beginning of November, because it's coming from overseas, most of it. One thing is coming from the US, which has not been shipped yet, so waiting for that. But those are the last things, and most everything else is in there. So I'm looking forward to showing everybody the Vardo van in its entirety. So I did put a few more new things in there. And I am loving the space. And I can't wait till the other things that I bought show up. They're going to be so fun. Now, I wanted to change something in there, and I mean the thing was totally stripped and you couldn't get a hold of it. And I do have my collie Sarah in there, which is the patron saint of the gypsies. Now, you know, the gypsies left from India, and so they kind of blended collie with Madonna, and they have Kali Sarah. Okay. But it is Kali. Now, I still have my Kali over here that came out of the water. Okay. It came out of the water. Now, it continues to change color. When I got it, it was totally black. And now it's, well, I'll go get it and show you what this collie looks like, okay? But if you understand, collie is time issues, also Kundalini, the life force energy. She is the absolute embodiment of power, that energy. And if you read the Chandipat, it tells you the story of Kali, that she, the earth was being overrun with these demons, and so Kali came to fight them. And the last demon that manifests all this stuff is ego, okay? Is ego. So ego ramps up what? Anger, hate, all of these things that she was fighting against, and it tells you how to fight against those things with prayer and determination and all of these other things. So that's what basically, people that don't understand it want to vilify it and want to see it as something dark and evil. Of course, it's something they don't understand. But if you actually understand this story of Kali and what's the representation of that, then you see that it's actually very beneficial. Let me go get the Kali statue that I have. So, when I got it, it was totally black like this. Okay, you can see the back of it. It's black, and you've got where it's been carved into the metal. Now, wait till you see what happened to the front of it, what's happening. You can see it turning into, looks like copper or brass there. So she is, all the black is going away in the front. So it is going through a transformation. Why this happened, I don't know. It's not like I'm over there cleaning with some substance But this came out of the Ganges River. This particular piece, and I wound up with her. So why the black is disappearing, I don't know. She's still got some black here, but most of it's gone. Now, people wonder, why is she wearing these skulls? Okay, why does she wear a thing of skulls? Well, it's supposed to, part of it is number of skulls is the same as like the alphabet, but also the skulls are the demons that she cut the head off, and once she cut the head off of them, they were liberated, okay? So these are liberated beings, okay? So you've gone beyond the mind. You've gone beyond that to a liberation, and that's what that represents. When everything dismantles and one gets to realization, the mind stills, okay? There's no more running thoughts going continually like a hamster wheel. That's ended, okay? And so one becomes a liberated being. But I just think it's very interesting why it is now all changing colors. And again, there's nothing here that would affect it to make it change colors. It's just kind of odd. But that's what's happening, and it is in the process of changing. So this is my Kali, okay, that came back with me from India. So anyway, yeah, the patron saint of the gypsies is Kali. And they still do, like in India, they will take the Kali and submerge her in the ocean, in the water. Now, so a lot of the things that they do in India, they still do part of that, part of those rituals in some of the gypsy community. So very interesting, the blend of that. Some of the words that they use in Rom dialect, not Romanian, but Rom, gypsy, some of them come from Sanskrit. Okay, so there, or northern India, parts of India, they still have some words that they use in their vocabulary that are from Sanskrit or various areas in India. So again, very interesting with that. So on that note, yeah, I'm just waiting to see how long is it going to take before her whole face, all the black is gone. Very interesting. It's clearing up. It's the Shiva is totally cleared up. So why is she standing on Shiva? She's the animated force. And Shiva represents that, prior to the animation. It's like the linga. You have the part that's shaped like an egg, and that's the 0 point balance that is the divine is, and then you have it sitting in this round point, which is called the yoni, and that is where everything starts to come from. That divine is and into manifestation. So that is what, again, the movement part. So this, which is unseen, the divine is, comes out into manifestation. There's a whole lot of things you can say with that. Now people will say, and this drives me crazy when they say it, that it's the linga represents a penis. Well, it doesn't. If it represented any part of anatomy, it would be the testes, because that's where the seeds are, the seed state, okay? It's not a penis. It would be the testes, which are oval in nature, okay? They carry the seed, and the seed comes out, the yoni, again, germinates it, and you have that birth that takes place, okay? So if you wanted to say it, it would be a testes, it would not be a penis. So when they say it's a penis, it drives me crazy. Because no, it's not a penis. But yeah, you'll see some of them that want to make the linga like a penis. And you're going, no. Anyway, it's very interesting too when you go to Khajuraho. Khajuraho is the tantric temple. And when you're going into the temple, I'll just explain it somewhat. You go there and they're, copulating and doing all these things on the outside of the building. Well, it's just representative of daily life. All the things that happen, marriages, births, deaths, all of that stuff is on the outside of the temple, okay? But you go there and they're trying to do the They don't understand anything about Tantra. They don't understand, anything about it. And they're like, hee, look at hee. It's just like, oh my God, could you learn something before you try to do these tours? But when you're going into it, you're going into the front of the building and you leaving the transitory world, and the further you go into the temple, the quieter it becomes. You're leaving all of that things and you're going into stillness as you are leaving the manifest world. So there's a whole lot of things there. It's about the cosmology, it's about numerology, there's just a ton of stuff to know with the way it's constructed and the meanings that are given there, what it all represents. Okay, so just very interesting. The same thing when you say the word Tantra. People in the West, they think it's about sex, because they have these, go to this tantric thing. A real tantric master does not teach classes, okay? They don't. You don't go there with a partner and have sex, okay? That's not Tantra, okay? They should just say they're having a sex fest, whatever they're doing there, but it has nothing to do with genuine Tantra. When you are taught with Tantra, you have your teacher, and it's a one-to-one teaching, okay? And it has nothing to do with sex. Now, the other thing they think it is black magic and this and spells and magic, and again, not anything to do with that. Now, real Tantra, it means the weft and the weave of life. You use all the things within life on your spiritual path. That's true Tantra, okay? Understanding how it all works together, the weaving of it, that is Tantra. Not this, sex or black magic or whatever kind of nonsense that they want to say. Now, they did have some sexual things that happen, but I can tell you what it is, or what it was. The tantric master, the ones going there, would be high Brahmins, okay? The threefold cord. The threefold cord represents Kundalini, okay? The Brahmins wear the threefold cord, and that's what it represents, the channels. So anyway, when they would go to Tantra, a Brahmin thinks they're so high class that even if an untouchable shadow should touch their shadow, they're unclean and they have to go through all this ritual. And if you've ever seen and been to India, you would see after eating, they have all these big, huge rituals they do to cleanse themselves, etc. Okay, well, in the Tantra, what the tantric master would do, and if this was sexual, they would have a low caste woman as this Brahmin's partner. And why was that? It was to break through that illusion of that they are foul, they are dirty, they are, pollution, okay? It is to break through that mindset. So it's kind of like the same thing like the Agoris. The Agoris, everything clean they say is dirty, everything's dirty they say is clean. And why is that? That shock value to break through the conditioned mind. It's a tough way to do it, okay? The Agori thing is very tough. But again, it's to break through conditioned mind. That's what that's about. Okay? And that's what that type of a sexual union was about. It wasn't that we're going to reach enlightenment together through sex and we're going to have a great time. No, it's not what it was about. It was about breaking through that mindset, because they had to honor that woman, and she is an untouchable. Even if her shadow would have touched him, they would have been, but they had to honor her as, as the divine mother, the divine, So it's a whole breaking through this conditioned mind is what that is about. Okay. It's also when you see the statues of Yabyum, they call Yabyum, of the coital position. It's about the manifest with the unmanifest. Okay. The conscious with subconscious. That's what it represents. Okay. Now we have some in those traditions that want to abuse it and make it about sex. It's not about sex. Okay. Oh, I wish people would get some understanding somewhere. Now, I don't talk about this often because I don't know how many people are really interested in it, or how many people would understand it, or would want to go into that much depth about it. But those that are quote-unquote Christians and have a trouble with all the different Hindu gods, etc., well, you don't worship them as a separate entity. I say it's like in the Bible, there are 144 different names of God. Now, if you made a representation of Jehovah Jireh, the provider, you have a representation and you would name it. Okay, that would be one God. They would see it. But all of these work together to create, to be part of the divine is. They're not all separate beings. You see it as different energies, different things that create the whole. They're different parts of the whole. So if you had an eye, you had a nose, you had an ear, you had, you had all these different parts. Well, they aren't separate. All together create one body. Think of it like that. Okay? One is the ear, one is the nose, one is the seeing, one is... Okay, so different representations of different energies and different parts of the whole. So that's it in a nutshell. We'll do it on easy. Oh my God. So again, you have that, like Kali, you have the breakdown, and you have 10 Mahavijas, or different aspects of the Kali as well. So all of these things work together to create the whole. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here. I don't know how we got off on this tangent today, but apparently somebody may want to hear it. So on that, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online. Oh my goodness, I will be so glad to get that new refrigerator in here. Oh.